Hey, Mark's Comic Haul, y'all, and I'm coming at you guys today with a small-ish convention haul. Just some cool bargain books that I picked up, and I'll go through those here in a minute. And then one really, really cool variant cover that if you guys are not aware of, you're going to be so jealous when you see it. Well, you might be. I don't know. Anyway, if you guys are new to this channel, my name is Mark Walters. I do this thing. It's called Mark's Comic Haul, y'all. And I show off books that I pick up from like the comic book store, like New This Week books, which normally I'd be doing that video right about now, but that's actually going to come probably tomorrow. I'm actually recording this. I've been up all night, Tuesday night, watching the election results. And so I'm recording this like at the crack of dawn on Wednesday. So this is technically a Wednesday video, I guess, but it's only because I've been up all night. And yeah, so anyway, if you like what you see here, if you enjoy these videos, please do me a favor and like and subscribe down below. I would really appreciate that. All right, so I went to a little convention over the weekend. As you guys probably know, conventions right now are very, very tricky because with COVID-19, you know, it's really hard to put on a show and be able to adhere to all the safety procedures and whatnot. So, but I thought I would brave it anyway. There wasn't a lot of people there, so I didn't feel like I was, you know, I wasn't like crowded in with a lot of people to where I didn't feel safe. And there were some pretty good comic book dealers there, so I was able to pick up some good comics. So all of these, with the exception of the last one, are bargain box finds, like $2 comic boxes, like $2 each, basically. But just so you know, everything you're about to see, with the exception of the last book, the total amount of money I spent while I was at the show, because I've been pretty broke with all these new comic books being so expensive lately, $65. So everything you're about to see, with the exception of the last book, $65. Okay, so here we go. Action Comics number 9. This is the first cover appearance of Calvin Ellis, Superman. I guess technically first full story of Calvin Ellis, Superman. There's been some spec on this book. You know, people feel like DC's going to do something with this character, so I was happy to get this. I have this book, but I wanted an extra copy, but I was really happy to get this. Anybody know? Anybody know what it is? Action Comics number 9. This is the deluxe pack. There for a while, DC Comics was doing these combo pack versions where it's actually, I don't know if you can see it, it's inside Mylar, but it's actually inside a poly bag inside the Mylar, and it includes like a digital code. Anyway, these are much lower print run than the regular versions. And I had never seen this one. I mean, this particular version of this book. So I was very happy to get that. Also want to give a shout out to Rob at Monsters Lair Comics in Lubbock, Texas, which is where a bulk of these books came from. And Rob's always been a really cool guy to me, so yeah. Catwoman number 50. I don't know how, but somehow I don't think I've ever seen this book. So this was from the Jim Balent Catwoman run, and I guess it's because there's two versions. There's a regular version, and then this is the metallic ink. I don't know if you guys can see that. Metallic ink. It features a new costume. But anyway, I just thought it was a cool cover, and I don't think I've ever had this book before, so I was happy to get that. I may have had the regular version, but I can't remember. Anyway, cool book. This book right here, it made the whole thing worth it for me, even though I already have it, because it has got some major heat on it right now. Gotham Academy number 1. This book's selling for like 25 bucks. By itself, this book, $25, and this one's in perfect shape. So I was happy to get this. They had like 2, 3, 4, 5, I think, there. And I thought about picking them up, but because I had so many other books, I just decided to stick with issue 1. So I did the thing that I hate that people do when it comes to bargain boxes. I took the number 1 issue and left the other ones. I hate it when people do that, and I didn't want to be the guy that did that. And if I see Rob's table again at another show, I'll go back and I'll pick up 2, 3, 4, and 5. Anyway, Identity Crisis number 3. I have a copy of this book. I wanted an extra copy of this book. This one's got a little bit of damage On the back, I don't know if you guys can see, it's along the spine. Oh, it's down here. A little crinkle. Anyway, but it's a nice copy. From the front, it presents well. And this is the first appearance of Captain Boomerang's son, whose name escapes me at the top, right off the top of my head. But yeah, first appearance in here. This was one of those, like, I was really excited at first, and then when I looked closer, I got saddened, like, when I got home. But anyway, I'd never had this book before, so I was really excited when I first saw it. This is Justice League of America, issue number 150. And I guess you could call this a key issue because they go up against the Killer Key. Yeah. Key issue. Anyway, I was really excited because it looked like it was in really good shape, and I was pretty happy. And then when I got a closer look at it, I noticed there's a big chunk out here at the bottom. And it almost looks like a bug chew, but it's actually, if you look closely, it almost looks like maybe some sort of industrial tool did this, or like a hole punch or something did this, but it's all the way through the book. But that was a little bit disappointing. Other than that, the book's perfect. They're almost perfect. This is a book I pick up every time I see it, if it's in really good shape, for a couple of reasons. One, the white background on the cover and the red going up along the spine. It's very hard to find a really good copy of this, like, you know, a mint copy. And this I don't know if you can tell, but the spine is pretty much perfect. But the real reason that you want to pick this book up, this is Superman number 17, or I'm sorry, number 16. The real reason, from the John Byrne run, the real reason you want to pick this up is this is the first appearance of the new Supergirl, the post-crisis new Supergirl. She makes her first appearance in this book, and for the longest time, this book was flying under the radar. Nobody knew about it. Nobody was talking about it. The price guide didn't mention it. I think even now the price guide barely mentions it. But this is a good book, and it's a book you can find in tons of bargain boxes. Like, a lot of vendors just haven't pulled them out. So if you see this book, grab this book, especially if it's in good shape. Alpha Flight number 87. It's just one of my favorite Alpha Flight covers because it's Jim Lee and it's got Wolverine, and it's just a really awesome cover. I mean, check that out. Look at Wolverine. Plus, you know, anytime you get a Wolverine appearance, like in an earlier Marvel book like this, it's good to have. I just grabbed this because I didn't already have it. Amazing Spider-Man number 850. Well, it's technically number 49. Legacy number's 850. It's a blank cover, so if I decide I want to get an artist I know to do a commission on it, get a blank. I also want to mention some of these books are from Monsters Lair Comics in Lubbock, my friend Rob. The rest of the books are from Comic Warriors, a friend of mine, Tommy, who has a store in Fort Worth area, or I think it's Fort Worth area, Tarrant County. I haven't been to his store yet. But anyway, Tommy sets up at all my shows, and he's a cool guy. So Comic Warriors, just look up Comic Warriors Texas, and you'll find it. But yeah, he's a really nice guy. Okay, so it's a little bit of Monster Slayer, a little bit of Comic Warriors, but I just want to make sure and give credit where credit's due. Okay, Avengers number 158. This is the first appearance of Galvatron. Galvatron? Is that? Yeah, Galvatron. Is that a Transformer as well? Yes, I think it is. Anyway, it's a different Galvatron. Anyway, it's the first appearance in this book. And, it's a pretty nice copy. I mean, it's got some issues, but nothing like it's probably like a very fine copy. And this, I think it's like a $30 book, maybe, if it's in near mint. So this is probably more like a $15 book. But hey, for $2, I'll take it all day long. This is a book I had once before, but I think I must have sold it, or maybe if I still have it, I just don't know where I put it. Avengers number 214. It's just a cool Ghost Rider appearance. There's Ghost Rider. And I think this is like a $12 book in near mint. This copy is probably like a very fine near mint copy. Avengers number 264. I've bought this book a few times before. This is the first appearance of the new Yellow Jacket. Right there on the cover. I'm guessing that if we ever see Yellow Jacket in a movie again, they will probably use the female version. It's just a guess. But since we've already seen a male version of Yellow Jacket, I could see that being the new version. Got another copy of this, Avengers Empire Aftermath number 1. Just a cool cover. And it seems like most of the shops I went to sold out of this. Captain America, this is the Heroes Return Captain America number 1. I think this is a variant, but I'm not 100% sure. But it's just a cool cover. Ron Garney, Mark Waid wrote it. And it's the first issue of this Captain America series. So, yeah. I love me some Captain America. Captain America, I'd never seen this book before. This is called Captain America the Legend. It's a special tribute issue. I think it came out in sometime in the 90s. I don't know when exactly. But it has, like, if you look in the background on the cover, it's like all these different classic Captain America covers, and it has it on the back too. And the inside just has a bunch of information about Captain America, kind of like the history of Captain America, you know, going back to when it was created all the way up to like the current 90s run at the time. But I had never seen this book, so I thought I'd grab it. You have seen me show this off in a very recent previous haul. I picked up a copy of this from Ron at Collected, but this is actually a nicer copy. No offense, Ron, it's a nicer copy. Rob had this in his $2 boxes, and this was a book that I was not familiar with, but it's called Captain America Collector's Preview, and it kind of looks, I thought at first it might be a video game promo because it talks about Data East's Galactic Storm here, but it turns out, after doing a little more research, this was a book that was actually sold in stores. And it just kind of tells the history of Captain America. But it's got this really cool John Byrne Captain America cover. I should have bagged this with the board in the middle so you could see the back, because he's fighting Red Skull and Bucky's on it. And it's a real... You know what? I'm just going to take it out. It's a really cool cover, and I want you guys to see it. Okay. So, you got Cap on the cover. And then on the back, Red Skull and Bucky, and as you can see, John Byrne. And inside, it's got these little articles, or I guess featurettes, on Howard Chaykin, zombies, scandals in Capgate, and then a big interview with Joe Simon. And it has some really cool pictures. Like, it's got a great photo of Joe Simon with, like, all these classic Captain America comics out on the table, and he's trying to decide which one he wants to do, like, a cover recreation of or something like that. So it's got some really cool pictures in it. This came out in 1995. It was $1.95 in 1995. I don't remember ever seeing it. I paid $2 for it. So basically, I paid 5 cents more than what I would have paid if I'd bought it in 1995. And it's a really cool book. I can't imagine there's tons of them out there. That was very long. Sorry, it took so long to explain that. Staying on the role of Captain America, this is Captain America, the Mary Jane variant from issue number 15. This is an Adam Hughes Mary Jane variant. I believe this was the only Mary Jane variant that Adam Hughes did. I have this book, but I can't get enough of it, so I grabbed 2. Adam Hughes, why would you not? Captain Marvel number 1. This is from... what is this? There's like a little piece of something in here. I'll have to take that out. This is from 1995, first issue. This is Captain Marvel's son. Was it Marvel? I can't remember what his proper name was, but anyway... gold foil cover. I had never seen this book before. I wasn't familiar with this book, so I picked it up. It says, "Kiss me, I'm free," on his butt. Anyway. There you go. It's got a little something in the cover there. I got to take that out. Okay, this is two very cool books that I remember picking up when I was younger, back in the 90s. This is Daredevil number 292. Lee Weeks did the artwork for this, and it's a Punisher appearance. Part 1 of 2. It's a 2-part story. So this was the first part featuring the Punisher, Daredevil 292. But 293 is the one you want, and here's why. Look at this cover. Daredevil 293. It's like all black, except Daredevil and the Punisher. A bullet for the Punisher. How cool is that? I love this cover. I remember when this cover first hit the stands, and I was just like, I think I bought like 4 copies, because I was like, that is just such a sweet, awesome Daredevil cover. One of my favorite Daredevil covers. I'm getting some crazy glare. Sorry about that. I think I have this. I don't know if I have this, but either way, it's cool. This is Doctor Strange, Surgeon Supreme, the sideways variant. And is this Perio? I'm not sure who did this cover. Is that who that is? I can't remember. I think maybe. Anyway, it's a cool cover. Fantastic Four number 232. Does anybody not know what this book is by now? Excuse me. This is John Byrne's first full Fantastic Four issue. This is where he took over Fantastic Four, doing the art tours and writing and everything. I gotta speed this up. We're already at 17 minutes. Sorry about that. Generation X number 1. I cannot remember, but this book is kind of heating back up again. This issue, and then I think is it issue number 40. There's like a character that appears in both this one and number 40. I think. I can't remember. I need to look it up. Anyway, beautiful copy, chromium cover. These are tough because the chromium warps on these covers. So finding a copy that is not warped, like that is just in perfect shape, perfect spine, everything, and still has the color to it and everything, not always easy. And I forget, I know this is a key appearance, but Ghost Rider number 21, is it First Blackout? Is that what it is? I know it's Snowblind in the book, but just a really awesome cover. Always liked that cover by Joe Quesada. But yeah, first appearance of, I think it's Blackout. One of my absolute favorite Incredible Hulk covers of all time. I think I've even shown this off in a haul before, but I just love this cover. This is Hulk number 350. Hulk versus Thing with Doctor Doom in the background. I think this is a classic cover. Like, I'm actually shocked more people don't talk about this cover. Jeff Purves is the artist. He kind of predated Dale Keown on Incredible Hulk. But, I mean, just come on. That's that should be considered a classic Marvel cover. I don't know why it's not, but every time I see it, I grab it. This is another Hulk cover I really like, and it came out around the same time as, you guys remember Captain America Annual 8, the one where Wolverine is striking Captain America's shield by Mike Zeck. Well, this is also Mike Zeck, and this is Hulk Annual number 15, and it's Hulk versus Abomination, and I just think it's another great classic Mike Zeck cover. So, yeah, pretty cool book. Very happy to get this, and this is like a near mint minus copy. King Conan number 1. And again, this was one of those, this was in Rob's boxes, and he had like King Conan number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, and I just grabbed number 1. I felt like such a heel. But, like I said, Rob, if I see you again, I'll pick up the later issues. I just had so many books. I mean, I'm getting close here, but I just had so many books I had to go through. So anyway, yeah. Beautiful book. I think this is like a $15 book in near mint. I'm surprised it's not worth more, to be honest with you. I bought a couple copies of this off the shelf when it came out, but I figured why not get another one. This is the Peach Momoko New Mutants number 13, which has now gone into second print. The Peach Momoko variant. So, yeah. Magic. I'm not a big Peach Momoko fan, but I did like this cover. Swordmaster number 1. I actually didn't have a copy of this. I was kind of surprised I didn't have a copy of this. And I can't remember what's the hype on this? That somehow this is X of Swords connected with this and all that. I need to go back. I can't remember. Anyway, I didn't have this. So here's another book that I always pick up. Oh, by the way, here's a little plug for Tommy's store, Comic Warriors, which is in Keller, Texas. Sorry, I said Fort Worth earlier. Keller, Texas. Yeah. This is a book I always pick up whenever I see it. Everybody's out there searching for Amazing Spider-Man 300 because they think that's the coolest modern age Marvel. Well, I beg to differ. Web of Spider-Man number 50 is one of the coolest Marvel modern ages. Okay, it's not, but I just love this cover because it's very similar to the Amazing Spider-Man 300 cover. You got the little 50s in the background there. I love Alex Saviuk on Spider-Man, and so whenever I see this book, I always try to pick it up. But yeah, and this is another book that's hard to find in like really good shape. Like usually when you see them, they're always beat up, and the gold ink fingerprints like crazy. So like if you touch the gold ink, your fingerprints are there for life. So it's hard to find one that doesn't have a lot of fingerprints on it. Another Web of Spider-Man 125, with the hologram. I don't know if you could make out Spider-Man and the hologram. Sorry for all the glare, guys. Anyway, Stephen Butler did the artwork on this. I had Stephen Butler at my show last year, Dallas Comic Show. So this is a book I always pick up whenever I see it. Uncanny X-Men number 219. I guess you could consider this a key issue because this is where Havoc joins the team. I don't think it's really worth a lot, but I consider instances like that to be somewhat key, you know, at least a key instance in the storyline. I mean, Havoc joins the team in this issue, so to me it's a key issue. And very undervalued X-Men book. Here's another X-Men book that I'm kind of surprised doesn't sell for more money. And I think, don't quote me on this, but I think this is the first X-Men book I ever bought off the shelf. This is Uncanny X-Men 277, the last Jim Lee Uncanny X-Men issue, with this great Wolverine versus Gambit cover. Yeah, just a really cool book. And again, not worth anything. I don't know why. It probably should be considered somewhat of a key. Uncanny X-Men number 283, first full appearance of Bishop. I'm sure I have like 4 or 5 other copies of this already, but it's still a cool book to have. Uncanny X-Men number 345, first appearance of Maggot. Maggot is one of my favorite X-Men characters. I always felt like they didn't do enough with him. I grabbed 2 copies because they were in perfect shape. I always wish they would have done more with him, but for some reason they haven't. Now, just so you know, I'm not going to say who because I don't want to get them in trouble, but I was talking to one of the key writers, current writers of X-Men books, someone that I know pretty well, and I asked them, we somehow got on the subject of characters that they wanted to do something with, and it turns out we both love Maggot, and they are pushing really hard to get Marvel to bring back Maggot. So this could be a cool book to have. This is 345, another very undervalued X-Men book. So, Independence. A couple of Independents. Betty Page, number 1. Or, I'm sorry, Betty Page is Still the Rage, number 1. Joseph Michael Linsner cover. This is a Dynamite book, which means there's excuse me, which means there's probably 30 variant covers for this. But this is the Joe Linsner cover. I like this because it looks like a cover of a magazine. And I don't think I have that. I have some of the other Bettie Page books, but I don't think I had that. Bisley's Scrapbook. Simon Bisley. You got, this is just all Bisley, all the way through. If you're a Simon Bisley fan, very, very cool book. This was put out by Atomica. Yeah. 3 mighty stories, 5 badass pinups, 1 hell of a guy. Simon Bisley. Bisley Scrapbook. Last but not least, oh, I'm sorry. Almost last but not least. This is Ghost Stories. This is a trade paperback. As you can see, a thick trade paperback. This was $1. And it's got this gorgeous Adam Hughes cover on it. Tommy at Comic Warriors had this in his manga boxes. And I even checked. I was like, this is $1? The only negative thing was there was a price sticker on the back, and it didn't come off easily. But the cover's perfect. Image Comics number 0. I don't know if you guys know the story on this book, but back when all the Image number 1s were coming out, you had to clip coupons from Image number 1s, and if you sent all the coupons in, you could get an Image Comics 0. That's what this is. This is a little rough. This has been read a lot, I could tell, but it still looks good. It still presents good, and you know, considering I don't have to clip the coupons and send them in, that's kind of cool. First appearance of several characters, many of which they never did anything with. Like all the different creators introduced different characters and they never did anything with them. Anyway, okay, now, last but not least, from Ron at Collected, who also is in charge of Brainy Comics. He had first showed this to me a couple weeks back or like a month ago, and I was drooling over this book. I was like, Ron, I have to have one. He was sold out. And he was like, I think I'm getting some more. So just hold on. If I get more, I'll let you know. And he finally did get more. This is the Brainy Comics shared exclusive. We only find them when they're dead. Number 1. In Huck Lee cover. Now, there's so much cool about this book. I can't even begin to tell you. I'm going to take it out. So, at first when I saw that they were doing an exclusive, I was excited. And then he said, well, wait till I tell you what we're doing with it. So, the cover is acetate. So it opens up so you can see the artwork. That's cool in and of itself, right? Like, if that was all there was to this variant, I would say that's really, really cool. Acetate on the back. But, not only does this come up, the artwork by In Huck Lee glows in the dark. So, like, if I can't do it here because the way my lights are set up, it would be too hard for me to do it. But if I turn the lights out, the yellow energy coming off of him, all that glows in the dark. It's so awesome. So anyway, Ron, thank you. I'm so happy to have this. If you guys want to check out brainycomics.com, they might still have a couple copies left. I don't know. This was actually, like, this is from his second batch, and I think he only got like 20 of them. So I was very happy to get one. Very happy to get this book. Already like this book. Very happy to have this variant. All right, that's it. Just a small convention haul of bargain books. All of those books, with the exception of that variant there at the end, $65. Not bad for a convention haul. All right, that's all I got for this episode of Mark's Comic Haul, y'all. For more information on me, you can go to bigfanboy.com or dallascomicshow.com. I hope you guys voted. If you have any questions, if there's any books that I showed that you're interested in, or if you want to do some trades, let me know. I'm still looking for Wolverine number 6 cover A, if anybody's got some. I'll see you guys with the New This Week video. Take care.